Well, what I'm afraid we've lost in Ipplepen is when I was a kid, the houses were either side of the roads and there were fields at the backs of houses. Now every little green space seems to be filled in and it's almost becoming a mini town. It's lost its village character.
That's one of the things I miss now, I think, is the village pubs. Obviously you've only got the one now as well, and I don't know, it just hasn't got the same kind of feel to it anymore. And villages, there's not so many people that go there. It's not a hub like it used to be, where everybody always used to go to the welling.
You go first on this.
Well, I think there's little I miss today because you've just grown up, and you know. But I think it's a great pity that the children of today can't enjoy the same freedom that we had, because it was a lovely place to grow up, and it was a good time to grow up.
Very fortunate,
yeah.
I think.
In many ways, I think it's a pity that the village has grown to the extent that it has, but that's a very selfish view, because a lot of people who enjoy living here now wouldn't be able to do that.
Well, because we all went to primary school together, we were all at school together all day, and then we would see each other after school and at the weekends. And now that people have gone their separate ways to secondary school, we don't have that as much. But we do all still make the effort to keep in touch, just because we did have that close bond in primary school.
And I think because obviously we don't know each other so well, I think the older people think that we've kind of lost connections, and not so much as a community spirit. But I don't think that. I just think that we all still know each other, and we all still, and I really want to say hi to each other, but I just think times have changed, that's all.
I grew up, or lived forever, in Moat Hole Road, just down the bottom. And all I remember really is a lot of fields. I remember the farm, Croker's farm, so that was obviously before the houses were there. Dornan Road, and none of that was all fields. Tremwick Grove was a field. I remember, well, I don't know, just lots of places have gone up, I suppose. And when you used to walk up the road, I always remember walking up the village with my mum, and you'd say good morning, and you'd know every single person that you met. And that was, so obviously it's grown considerably since I was small even.
Well, the village has changed an enormous amount since we were kids. As I've said repeatedly, when we grew up, there was so much freedom. But apart from that, the village was much smaller then, and it had 4 farms within the village, which allowed kids to go out and learn about life, to get involved in work, real work on farms.
But the fun part was at harvest time, wasn't it? We used to go out in the fields, and if a boy had a dog, and the dog happened to catch a rabbit, he might have been given one, otherwise you didn't get a rabbit. And it was just fun. And I miss Bridge Street. That's a big alteration, that little narrow. I know it was dangerous, but it was lovely down through Bridge Street when it was there.
Of course, it's a very selfish view that we've got, because we're living now in what was fields.
That's right.
If they were still fields, we couldn't be here.
No, very true.
That's it, isn't it?
Yes.
I knew where everybody lived in the village, and most of them by name. You just knew the village people, you know. And I remember just after I was married, in the early 50s then, I went to the village to do a bit of shopping one day, and I came back and Bill was there about, and he said, "What's the matter with you?" He said, "You look a bit miserable." I said, "Well, do you know?" I said, "I've been to the village today, and other than in the shops, I haven't met anybody in the village that I knew." And I said, I said, "I was fairly early, I only saw 2 or 3, but I said, good morning." And I said, "They just ignore me." And I said, "This is some of the newcomers that have come into the place." I said, "They aren't used to us village people talking to everybody, you know." And I did. I felt really sort of downcast. I thought, well, crumbs.
You
They've
sort
come.
of felt the strangers here at the time, didn't
Yes, yes.
Well, basically, since we've obviously been growing up in Ipplepen, there's just been loads of new buildings and housing and stuff, but there's still, everybody's still together as like a community, so it's still really nice.
Yeah, I think even though we've grown up and stuff, we still know people in the village. I think it's nice.